start by just introducing yourself and tell us what exactly you're doing tonight?
I'm Pat Miletich. I'm here with Tim Sylvia and Ben Rothwell for the co-main event of the Affliction Band card against Tim's fighting Fedor Emelianenko for the undisputed heavyweight world title, the WAMA title. Historical night for him tonight, and Ben Rothwell is fighting Andrei Arlovsky.
How do you see the fights going tonight?
Well, I would say simply that we never train guys to go in rings or cages and lose. I fully expect Ben and Tim to come out victorious. How that happens, you never know, but our guys are in great shape, and feel we've got some very good game plans for them.
What's the biggest challenge of training these guys?
The biggest challenge of training these guys is because they're very big, powerful guys, and my body gets wrecked when I train them, so that's the biggest challenge, to be honest with you.
What was the biggest challenge for you as a fighter?
Biggest challenge for me as a fighter? Probably cutting weight, to be honest with you. The training and the fighting to me was easy. Making the weight was always a pain in the butt.
You were on a 60-minute special, right?
Yeah.
What was it like doing that? That was pretty mainstream.
When we heard that 60 Minutes was coming, we were a little bit nervous, to be honest with you. 60 Minutes very, very rarely does positive shows on people. They usually, tear you up on air. But, during the filming process, they became avid fans of MMA and ended up portraying the sport in a very good light. So we were really happy.
How did you become a fighter?
I became a fighter, I guess, to be honest with you, I was in college going to school, wrestling, and my mom got sick with heart problems, and she couldn't work anymore, had some financial problems, so I decided to leave school and go home and get a job, and decided to start fighting to help pay bills, I guess.
How is training with you different than training at other camps?
I don't know. Pat Miletich isn't at the other camp. I don't know. I would say that we've always prided ourselves on work ethic and being in great shape for fights. It's one thing that my gym's known for is guys that aren't going to wear out in fights and get tired. So that's something that we pride ourselves on.
Was there any bitter feelings when Matt Hughes left your camp and started his own?
No, there were no bitter feelings. You know what? Guys are going to leave. I think Matt was with me for 9 years, so that's really, he got a great financial offer to go open his own gym and start his own team, and you can't blame a guy for wanting to do that.
Do you ever see there being a union for fighters?
Very good possibility that there could be a union for fighters. I think that there's some abuses going on in the game that need to be addressed, so it's a possibility.
And what's your opinion now on WAMA? You're affiliated with them. What do you see for them in the future?
I see huge things for WAMA in the future because, when people start realizing the impact that the undisputed world title belts are going to have for the athletes, for the fans, and for the promoters, everything's a plus. The promoters are going to make more money by co-promoting massive fights, huge fights, historical fights. The fighters are going to get to prove that they're actually the #1 guy on the planet, not just a organizational champion. And the fans are going to get, the best fights they could possibly see. So it's a win-win for everybody.
You ever see yourself getting back in there and fighting?
Yeah, I just had a meeting yesterday actually about a possible really big fight against a very well-known opponent. So yeah, that'll probably hopefully work out and be announced here. I don't know, few months.
Can you disclose any of that yet?
No, I couldn't possibly do that.
Do you have a joke you can tell us?
Do I have a joke I could tell you? You know what, I have a lot of jokes, but when people come up and ask me to tell them a joke, I can't remember any of them, so, no, I can't just throw one out there, sorry.
What's your opinion on, UFC not really cooperating with other promotions and cross-promoting? Do you feel that's holding the sport back at all?
It probably is holding the sport back without a doubt, but they have their business model, and that's the way they want to do things. And, a lot of the other organizations are working together, and that's great. It's great for the athletes and great for the fans. And so, everybody else will just continue doing what they're doing and working together. And I think the fans and the fighters will see the benefits of that. And hopefully, eventually, the UFC will jump on board. If they don't, then that's their decision.
What do you think could change in MMA to make it a better sport for the fighters and more enjoyable for the fans?
To be honest with you, it's already happening with the undisputed world title belt being on the line for the first time tonight. That's going to take the sport to the next level. That's going to make it, you know, fully accepted by sports media and you know, the big money out there, the corporations that want to sponsor events.
Do you have any memories of just something totally crazy that happened in one of your matches or matches you fought in? Just something so weird and odd you could share with us?
You know, things like guys trying to reach in my cut with their finger and pull it open wider. You know, Chris Brennan tried that with me. You know, good conversations though. I've had some fights where I've had some real good conversations with guys while we were fighting. Had some fun.
What did you guys say?
You know, laughing at each other. You know, asking them, you know, hit somebody with a good shot and asking them if they want another one. You know, and laughing at each other, things like that. So.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.